told you that 80% of young men today have erectile dysfunction before the age of 30, you wouldn't believe me. You'd say something along the lines of, well, Michael, we're the most sexually liberated generation in history. Wrong. You're the most sexually sedated generation in history. You're walking around with a supercomputer in your pocket that gives you access to more naked women than Genghis Khan saw in his entire lifetime. And your brain thinks that you're the emperor of the world. But in reality, you're alone in a dark room with your pants down, hijacking your own dopamine system until you're clinically incapable of loving a real human being. My name is Michael. I'm a psychologist in training, a sober dad, and a man who had to claw his way out of the pit of digital lust. Today, we're talking about the Coolidge effect. We're going to talk about spiritual cannibalism, and we're going to talk about why the Bible compares your porn habit to digging a grave with your own teeth. Buckle up. This one's going to hurt. Ugh. All right, let's start with the cycle. Dr. Patrick Carnes is the godfather of sex addiction therapy. He mapped out the addiction cycle that every single one of you porn users goes through. And I know you go through it because I went through it for 15 years. Phase 1 is going to be the preoccupation. This is going to be considered the trance. You aren't watching porn yet, but your brain is already checked out. You're at the dinner table with your wife, but you're thinking about when you can be home alone. You're chemically already high. And then you've got number 2, which is the ritualization. This is going to be the hunt. You check the door, you open the incognito tab, you have your specific search terms. This hunt releases more dopamine than the orgasm itself. Then we move on to the acting out phase. This is the binge. This is where the trance significantly deepens. You lose time. You're pretty much pressing the lever at this point. And then we go to the despair. This is the crash. The browser closes, the post-nut clarity hits, and you feel like the smallest, dirtiest thing on the planet. You swear, I'm never going to do this again. I swear. Okay? But here's the kicker. That shame, that despair phase, that's actually fuel for the next cycle. Shame is a stressor. And how do you cope with the stress? You numb out. So the shame leads right back into the preoccupation. You aren't addicted to sex. You're addicted to the cycle of medicating your own self-hatred.